Hey guys, before we start this week's episode, we just wanted to hop on and make a quick disclaimer. This week's episode was recorded over Zoom because we were unable to all get together. When we were going over audio-video, we noticed that our video had been cut and censored. As you tune in, you will be able to tell right away something is wrong, but we hope you can piece together what we were trying to say. We at KSV stand with our Hispanic community. Remember, you have rights. We encourage those who have negative remarks to make about mass deportation or anything that's going on to simply look up the word empathy and self-reflect. Together united, we can make a difference.
We're in business, Vanessa. You say when.
Yeah.
I'm starting.
Que sí. I thought we discussed this already.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week's episode of Trauma Pero No Drama. I'm here with my mana Karina
Hello.
and Susie.
Hello.
And today we're gonna kick it off because we're all in different lugares. Who wants to explain why?
We're gonna address the elephant in the room.
Who's gonna say?
Well, you guys, I have a confession. I'm sick, so we couldn't all record together because I'm an upstanding citizen of Mexico, and I didn't want to get my mana sick, so we didn't want to let you guys down with no episode, so we made the ultimate sacrifice to do a Zoom version for you guys.
Yeah.
I think
Go ahead, Vanessa. You're next. Go ahead.
it
your
was
confession.
my fault. I confess, I have a feeling that I got you guys sick. I am so sorry because in the last episode, I told you guys a lie that I had allergies, and I think it was more than an allergy.
Who gets the allergies in the mid-January, first of all?
I thought I was allergic to my mom's dog, but I guess not. I am so sorry.
Well, I died for 3 days.
Well, we're happy that you're feeling better.
I am feeling better, thank you.
That's good. Well, while we're on the topic of confessions and about last week's episode, for those of you that are loyal listeners, there was not an episode posted last week. So let's address why has the world been trying to knock our podcast down this year? Like we've just had like issue after issue, and I feel like it's trying to knock us down. And we're like, bitch, back off, because we're not stopping. But this last episode, so I kind of sort of my stupid ass, I went to take the SD card out of our recorder, like our transmitter, and I did it before I hit save to the recording. So the recording never saved and downloaded to the memory card. So when I came home and went to edit the episode, I was like, WTF? Where is the episode? And yeah, that was on me. So I'm really sorry. We did have which was the second thing that happened, because the first part was that we didn't connect the audio to the camera. So we only had that like really faint audio from the camera. So after downloading like 3 applications to try and transfer the camera video into an audio file, 2 days later, I hated the audio. What in the cow is going on over there?
Oh my God.
Vanessa is randomly showing us her stuffed animal cow in the screen. I don't know why. But anyways, whatever. Cow, bull, same thing. Looks like a cow to me. Anyways, can we focus? We'll get back to your cow. After 2 days of trying to transfer the freaking file, I finally got it, and then I hated the audio. the quality was bad. We sounded really far away, and I did not have it in me to post a poor quality audio. So I apologize for not getting an episode posted last week. It was really good. We did post it on YouTube from the camera, so if you want to go and listen to that, if you guys like the episode, maybe we can try and re-record it with audio and maybe not leave me in charge of pulling the memory card out of the device because clearly I can't be trusted.
To be fair, though, I feel like last week was one of those weeks, one of those like, it was just a rough week in general. Like, Mesa was sick even his mind has been in Scottsdale for a while. He's been a little, out of it too. I think we all just had a lot on our mind. So it wasn't all your fault. I mean, we're all pretty good about like, hey, did you hit play? Hey, did you hit stop? Hey, is it recording? Hey, is it not recording? So I think it was just one of those weeks. So it wasn't
It was
just your
nobody's
fault.
week that week. I mean, it's
Yeah,
okay.
not only because Mesa me pasó su enfermedad y me dijo que eran alergias. I think she was
To be
looking out.
exact, I really thought that I was allergic to Tay, but I guess I was slash allergic to Tay
Allergies
and
don't give you
slash that I was
fever.
sick.
I apologize. True.
De veras.
Yeah,
Well,
but we're
anyways,
past that now.
yes, we are. Yes,
But
we
if you
are.
have TV to YouTube, turn up the volume a little bit and just watch the episode.
Yep. Agreed. All right. So before we get into today's episode, I did want to kind of briefly mention some of the one thing that we talked about on the last episode, and that's, talking about everything that Vanessa's new president is doing to our Latino community. So just a reminder that to be kind because you don't know what family in a lot of different ways. And even if it's not affecting you with the nasty friend, it could be a family member, it could be something that people talk about. People don't go around talking about what's your legal status here, but just a reminder to be kind, to be for all of our Latino families, remind them. And if you need to know that if an ICE agent shows up, they do have to provide you documentation about who they are. And even if they do provide you documentation, you don't have to let them go. Spread the word, stay safe, be kind, because we do have a lot of people in our community that are going through it right now.
And just remember that it's okay to seek like help if he like se sienten. I'll make sure to link some resources like in our bio. Some with like where you can go to reach out for help. I'll make sure to link those down below. Just remember que no están solos. And as the little bit of followers that we have, we just want to put it out there that we feel you and en nuestros corazones y en nuestras mentes están, everybody who's affected and all of those who aren't like personally affected, but the little, como dices tú, like the little trickle, too. And don't shop at Walmart anymore.
Or Target. Or Ross.
Don't shop
Oh,
anywhere.
Home Goods.
Anywhere.
And I really need to know.
Yet. No ha salido a la luz todavía.
Right.
And I also want to add to that, if people on to date, if they see those people are giving you a heads up, you're trying to spread the word and someone is accusing you of, please do your research and stuff. If someone says they or there, well, I understand there's a lot of mean people out there, okay, but I just think that if someone's saying that they saw and they have proof and pictures and stuff, they comments to yourself, because there's a lot of people scared. They haven't gone to go buy groceries. They don't go out anywhere. They're scared to go to work. And for you to bring your snotty comments, please keep them to yourself.
Mucha
Please.
gente, like, if you go on social media, that's where a lot of people get their like input of kindness of your heart to warn your fellow, immigrants or your community. I mean, I don't see why someone would be so offended that you're just trying to help.
And that's the reason why people are curious. They see like, oh, if I post this person's going to be rude and disrespectful and be snotty about it, giving false information. And they're going to start saying like, why didn't anybody say anything that ICE was in this area, this and this? They got a lot of people. Well, because of the comments certain people do, they're keeping some information away from our Latino community. And that's not okay.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's all I wanted to get off my chest.
No, it's a good message. It's a good message. So once again, be kind, be genuine. If you don't have something nice to say about it, just keep it to yourself, like you said. So no, I love that. I think it's a good message to deliver. We wanted to kind of mix it up, some parenting fails, and then kind of like just some parenting things in general, right? Because we started this pod and just kind of the things that we go through. And it was funny because Susie brought up like, hey, we should do a parenting fail episode. And I have an 18-year-old. So I'm sitting here like, okay, what was funny 16 years ago happened when Aaliyah was 2 that it was funny. And I'm just like, look, trying to think of what were the. I think it's fair for Vanessa to go first because she probably has the most recent memories.
Oh no, I was still gonna say about Aaliyah when she called me an Oompa Loompa.
What about
I
that?
forgot about that. But every few years, Vanessa will remind
I
us.
just remember that you said
I didn't teach her
no,
that.
it was our stupid, you know who. He, I guess, Oompa Loompa, and I think you were putting her to sleep. You said, and she was like, "Tia Mesa is a Oompa Loompa."
Y me dice no te haces.
For real.
No, I
But
do have a few. Um, es que Junior y Nena, ahorita Axel no habla, pero no habla like a fluent baby because he's still small.
You
But
know what that just
Nena
reminded
and
me of?
Junior,
Oh, I know. That just reminded me of that one video, that muchacho, he's like, es mi primera vez hablando. He's like, bueno.
when we usually go to the store or we go out somewhere to eat, and I always tell him like que no le digan nada a su papá, que le digan que yo no he comido nada en todo el día because yo le digo a Fidel que yo no como en todo el día. And this one time we got, I don't remember what we got, but I think it was at the time from now on. Um, Fuimos a McDonald's, I think, y yo me agarré un Big Mac because I was a big Mac and I wanted a Big Mac, right? And yo les dije que no dijeran que yo comí, que nomás les dijeran a su papá que yo nomás les compré a ellos su Happy Meal and stuff. And when we got home, Fide was like, no vas a comer because you know, and que le dice Junior Mena, we went to McDonald's and we ate a Happy Meal, and then mommy had a big. How are you backstabbing little kids? Oh, you guys are so snotty mean. Yeah, they backstabbed me.
They threw
Threw
you
my
under the
big
bus
bag
and
under the
ran you
bus.
over forward and backwards. Oh,
Sí, los estoy regañando. La Jimena's like, why are you yelling at me in Spanish? I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck
oh
up.
my God. Let me tell you, que Jocelyn does that to me. I even like, vamos a la tienda. Y, like, when we don't want people to understand what we're saying, we'll switch cold turkey to go. Or like, decimos like, no hay que comprar verdura aquí porque está bien fea. She'll be like, oh, where else are you going to find the vegetables if they're
Sí.
ugly here? And we're like,
Mhm.
bro.
that's
And then I was like, si hablamos español, habla español. You can tell me.
that's too funny. I can see Josie doing that too,
Oh, yeah.
which is the best part.
What about you, Mana?
See, I feel like I don't have that issue as much anymore. I think it's more like, have you seen that video on TikTok where it's like, hey, it's just me and you. We don't say anything. You have to stay quiet or whatever. And then like the dad comes in or whatever on the table, and then the little girls, whatever. Like I feel like that's more us now. Like unless like they get interrogated, like we always like have a plan. Like me and Daniela, like we'll be bored and we're like, let's go to Home Goods. We won't be going to Home Goods anymore. But back then it was let's go to Home Goods. And then we'd buy a bunch of shit that we don't need. So then we will get home and I'll be like, leave it in the trunk. I'll be like, run upstairs and hide this before your dad gets home. So we don't get yelled at for spending shit off because it was all really cheap for next year. And I left it all in Daniela's trunk because I was like, we can't take this out. Well, we forgot. Alex went to put something in her. Where did all this shit come from? I was like, oh, I don't know. And Daniela's like, she was the one that wanted to buy it all because
What a snitch.
And I'm like, ooh, I don't care. Tell your dad. But deep down, I can feel the little drip of
The
sweat.
cold sweat coming down your shoulder and your forehead.
And then she'll be like, okay, daddy. And I'm like, wait. Yeah.
That's
So I
funny.
don't know what's worse, being blackmailed or being
Yeah, for real.
blackmailed.
Things are bad. Nos están dando las espaldas.
Actually, we're probably pressure versus you. Like they're happy to rat on your ass.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, mommy ate all this stuff, and they just like they're so innocent. They're just like, oh, was that a bad thing? Was I not supposed to do that?
¿Dónde? Algo
No.
también, algo pasó, no me acuerdo qué más pasó, pero creo que yo le había dicho a Jimena que no le dijera algo a alguien, and she went and she snitched on me. She's like, Mommy, you remember when you told me not to say this? And I'm like, ya pa' qué, ya dijiste.
Right. That's too funny. Yeah, that's my worst. The one that I always remember is when we all went to eat at like a buffet, and we told Aaliyah before we went in, like, you are 5, because it was 5 and under gets in for free, and we're like, you are 5, but I'm 6. Seriously, you're 5. Okay, shut up. We're next. So we walk up to the line and they're like, how old is she? And I'm like, oh, she's 5. And she's like, 6. I'm like, her birthday's coming up. She thinks she's 6, but she's not
Her
6.
birthday is in ¿qué mes era, mamá?
To be
I don't remember. It was summertime, I think.
to be fair, yo no sé para qué quieren cobrar. If you think about it, kids eat like this much at a buffet. Like they really, especially Leah. I mean, if you ever met Leah, she used to eat like this much
Mhm.
for a full kids meal.
Because that's how they make up their money for all the big bags that eat a meal. Vanessa, why are you being offended? I wasn't even talking about you.
Well, I don't sit in the buffet for hours and hours. No, I go and I eat my 1.5 plate, one plate and then a half of
Who goes to
one.
a buffet and eats 1.5 plates? Girl, you might as well just
Right.
order carry
Because
out.
I don't want them to know that I'm a big bag, okay? I want them to see that I look.
That's why you go, you serve your plate, and then you put your empty plate on the empty table, the one plate, and they have no idea that you've been stashing the empty table behind you.
But they're gonna know that the other plate, the other table on the other table.
They left. They don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have it in a little sheet of paper. I see them marked where they sit people.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. But I thought that was a good idea. Maybe that's not going to work for you. So sorry. Okay, thing that I wanted to ask you guys because I was looking back in the day where Mr. Rogers, do you guys remember Mr. Rogers?
Mm-hmm. Vanessa, probably not.
Oh yeah.
From Sister?
What?
From that show.
Oh, that was
Girl.
Roger.
That was Roger. We're talking about Mr. Rogers.
No, I
In
don't
the
believe you.
neighborhood.
No, it wasn't her era.
Vanessa, you suck. Anyways,
Is it the guy from the butt that
Yeah.
had a little train, home shoes? Oh, I love that show.
yeah. So anyway, so there was an interview that he was on Oprah, and she asked him, "What do you think the biggest mistake is that parents make with their children?" And he said to make sure that they remember being children and that we need to remember when we were children. And she said, yeah, but the problem is like when we're young and we're little, we think, oh, I'm never going to do that to my kids or I'm not or whatever. She's like, but then we become parents and it's like and then we don't change it or whatever. And it kind of made me think of a question for you guys to just to kind of see like where you guys are at in your parenting journey and kind of like it's easy to think what do I want my kids to say about their childhood when they grow up? I think that I always thought that like what up? And that's how you kind of plan like what kind of things you want them to see, what you want them to do. But I guess my question is, what don't you want your kids to say about their childhood? And think about how deep that question is. Like, what don't you?
That's a good question. And I think that's going to take some like real, como se dice, some honest looking into yourself. But what comes to my mind right away is I don't want Jocelyn for her to look back and say, I had everything that I wanted, but not everything that I needed. And to that, all materialistic things, but she lacked, like us actually playing with her. Like ella diga, like, que necesitas for me, that's what I wouldn't want her to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to analyze myself.
Yeah. I want you to think about that question and just because really again it's easy to think about what do I want my kids to think about, but the deeper question is why don't I want my kids to say or think? So what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, I don't know. Como dices Susie, that's like a very, very deep one. And nunca me he puesto a pensar. I was there for my kids since day one, and I'm all be there. But I don't want my kids to look back and be like, dang, my mom didn't support me to do this, or my mom didn't help me do this, or my mom didn't help me be the person that I want to be, you know? And yo siento eso because yo sí los regaño because I try to, ¿cómo se dice? Yo puedo. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good example. Like,
No, it is.
I don't want them to grow up and like hate me or like que se vayan de aquí, que me digan, oh, like I couldn't stand my mom because my mom was, yo se podía decir that I'm strict and I'm not strict. Like I don't want my kids, mis hijos, the boys, maltraten a una mujer o que le peguen a una mujer o que yo no quiero que a mi nena me le peguen or hate me because les estoy educando para que no sean unas malas personas. when they're adults, you know? That's what I'm more scared, that que me tengan un resentimiento because mami era mi regañona o mami me regañaba because hacía esto or you know what, you know what I
Yeah,
mean or no?
no, 100%. And like I didn't expect you guys to like have an answer ready because it makes you dig down into your soul of motherhood and really think about like what you want. And I obviously have more years of parenting than you guys, right? I mean, I have a child that's ready to leave me. And it is something that I think about because when my children walk away, I never want them to say, I wasn't loved, I wasn't wanted, I wasn't supported, I wasn't appreciated, I wasn't listened to. Like those are the things to me that I never and Susie, you'll start to see this now that our little Josie is in middle school and she'll start hitting that high school. Like there's a lot of drama that comes just listening and providing advice that they need if they feel like they're struggling like mentally and you can't provide the support, making sure that they have that because at the end of the day, when our children leave, they have to be able to fend for themselves, and we have to be comfortable that they're going to be able to do that on their own. So I just thought it was like a good thing to bring up for not just us three, but also our listeners. Whether you're a mom or a dad, or an aunt or an uncle, is those children that you impact the lives of. You know, what do you want them? What do you
And on that note, I'm going to leave you guys with that food for thought. And so come back next week for part 2 of this conversation.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube to see all the not daily, weekly videos every Friday. And don't forget to listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can get your podcasts. And follow us on TikTok. Lemonade. We haven't posted anything on Lemonade. We're slacking there. And Red Note. Right?
Mhm.
Instagram?
Oh, yes. Instagram. I forgot our Instagram. Sorry, Instagram. But yes, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Lemonade, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Red Note. And that's it. Right? I'm not missing anything.
Nope.
And if you guys have any input to this episode, make sure that you can send us a private message, send us an email at trauma@gmail.com, or leave us a comment, or I know that Spotify lets you send messages, right? Yeah, so send us a message on there and we will
Mhm.
reflect and respond to it on the next one.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week.